Welcome back, it's Michelle back here again for Be Arty, and today we're going to be doing a cute little card project, and we're going to just turn a simple stencil into a gorgeous design in itself. I'm also going to throw in a flower from Tanya's Tangled collection. This one is called Untangle, and I don't have my die cut machine because it's still packed away somewhere since we've just moved, but I just worked out a way how I can still use my metal dies without a die cut machine. So I'll be showing you that one shortly as well. And the colours I'm using, this one I use the colour Artist inks in the background. So I think I've used some Calypso, Oasis, Citrus and Lime on this card here. And I also pulled out some of the colour sprays. I thought I shall play with some of those. And this card, the background, I used transparent gesso over the background first. And I'm going to sort of play with some of this one just onto the bare cardstock, and this one has got a coating of transparent gesso over it. So let's add some colour. So the colour, you just want a little bit of variation in colour. Doesn't really matter how the colour goes on. So I think I might even mix and match my inks and sprays. Let's go this one a little bit purpley. And this one more blue and yellow and green. I think I'll make this one pretty yellow on that one. So this one, not having the transparent gesso, you'll find it will sink straight into the papers really quick. So I think I'm just going to swoosh them around a little. Let's do a bit more blue on here. So I'm just adding a couple of colours. I don't want to get too much purple and yellow here together wet because it will go a little bit muddy. Sort of bringing a bit of pink into this one. And maybe even a couple of splashes of fluorescent pink. And because this is the alcohol ink one I made up, I've mixed some of the fluorescent mica powder in the fluoro pink with some rubbing alcohol to make my own alcohol ink. So it's looking very dirty and muddy, that one. And that purple is just going to make it darker, so I'm just going to dab on, dab off. This one needs a little bit more blue, I do feel. So I'm just going to quickly dry those off. Put all my colours out of the way before I get colour everywhere. So you can see my brush strokes under here from the transparent gesso, whereas this one's straight onto the card. So it's going to soak in straight away. At this stage, it does not matter what it looks like, we are just colouring. And you can see how it has soaked into this card that I'm using. I've loaded that up pretty well with ink. And it's a little bit wrinkled because I have put like a lot of moisture on there. I can just sit that under something flat for a moment and it will flatten back out. I'll even add some more deeper colour because I've just had another idea. About putting white over this one. Okay, so I'll just put this one under something. So this one flattened a little bit under the book over here. Now I'm going to do this one. So I'm going to add just working out where I'm going to put things. I might go here with this one. So I'm just working out where my outline's going, and then I'm just going to use some black gesso and a sponge. Just taking some of the excess off here. And then I'm just going to sponge this stencil straight over the top. So far it's really nice and easy, simple. I'm not too worried about how neat it's going to be. The sponge is falling to bits on me. just going to continue seeing where it's going to line up the better. So you can see how leaving some of the brighter colour on the background comes through quite nicely. Okay. So now that I've done that stage, excuse me, and I've got a mess everywhere. Just clean up some of this. So I've done the black on that one. Now I'm going to do white on this one, I think. And because I've used the artist inks will keep reactivating with anything I put over the top of them. So the white gesso will most likely turn a different shade, like we'll just go into a lighter pastel shade of the artist ink underneath. It's probably got way too much paint there. One way to make a nice mess. Okay. So the stencil I'm using is actually from one of Fiona Peltridge's collections. So this one is freehand from the Fearless, Brave and Free collection, and so far I'm using the artist ink, some colour sprays and some black and white gesso. So try and find a clean-ish edge here. Let's go. Just seeing where I want the pattern. Going up and down, let's go this way. Got way too much paint on here, so I'm expecting it will go underneath my stencil quite a bit as well. But it's not going to stay a true white because those artist inks are reactivating. You can already see how it's going a pink and yellow. Cool, I like that actually. I even like that it's changing the colours. Okay, it's a quick dry off again. So while these are having a quick dry, I'll show you what I did with the dye. I really wanted to use this flower dye from Tanya's Tangled, I think this is a Tangled collection. This one is actually called Untangle. And I don't have my die cut machine. I thought, oh, how can I make a die without a die cut machine? This is just with a piece of paper, but I did do it with a bit of card as well. Just had to rub a little bit harder. So you can see I've done one with paper and then one with card, and I just had to use my scissors to clean it out a little bit more. And what I used was this, just a flat palette knife. I put the stencil under the paper and then did like a rubbing. So, I'm dropping everything. Another way you can do is go back to the old-fashioned rubbing as well. So if you don't have a die cut machine and you do have a die, why not grab your pencils or your crayons out and use it as a rubbing, and then you can still cut that out with scissors if you prefer, or you can put that into something just as is. But I wanted to have one cut out, so what I end up doing is grabbing my palette knife, just make sure I've got no paint on it, and I just rubbed the knife. So being the just normal paper, it might tear a little bit more. And I've just followed it along on the blade. And you can see how I'm just working it around, doing it on just this normal copy paper will probably rip a little bit more. I went, oh, in a pinch, if you don't have a die cut machine, this will do the job. And what I did was grab my scissors somewhere and just help pop it out. So any spots that didn't come out freely, I just use the scissors. So taking a little bit extra time, you could probably cut it all first go, or you can sort of trim it out with your scissors quite easily as well. So if you don't have a die cut machine, there are other things that you can do with your die cuts. So I did one out of cardstock with this technique, just using the palette knife, and I didn't do all those holes there, I didn't even look at doing those, but I can just, if anything didn't cut through, just use the scissors. Okay, so I thought this one might go nice here as an extra little feature. Somewhere. I might even cut. Might even cut this one down. Still got a pretty little colourful triangle piece there I can use on something later. So I'm just going to put a bit of paper underneath this so the light's not reflecting. Okay, so I know that this one's going on here. This one I'm going to do some black to, I've got just some little sediments here that I can cut out. Thank you, happy Mother's Day. Just for you. Just for you's handy. Little card to do. I had a little heart cut out somewhere. I might even bring a heart into this one. So this was stamped off of the stamp out of the Chit Chat collection by Tanya. Okay, so then what I've done from there, this one's a little bit damper still. Go back to this one. Just get the dust off. I've just used my pens. I've got a collection of Life of Colour pens, and I'm using some of the colours that are in the background. So you can see some have got the blue, some have got the yellow, gold and silver, and my black and white pens. So I've got a collection here. This one I know I'm going to pop this fella up here. I think I will put a word in here. So I did have a word floating here a moment ago. It has run away. Let's see. Dropping everything. Set it there. There we go. Actually, that little thank you I think will be nice too. Make this a little thank you card. Again, all of these ideas you can do in a full project. You can do it into a layout, an art journal page. You're only limited by your imagination. Okay, so I'm happy with that. Knowing that that's going there. Just for you is going to fit in here. And I'm deciding if I'm going to add colour into the background, if I'm going to just do white or black. While I'm undecided about if I'm going to add colour, I'm going to start with just a white. White Life of Colour. And here's where we just get to doodle. And I've got quite a few circles happening here, so I'm going to replicate the circles on this first one. I'm going to spread them out to start with because I can always fill it in. And I might even fill the circles in. Just play, just doodle. This is the really relaxing part of the process. I'm going to balance those dots over here. So whatever I add a pattern or a design, I'm going to do it in about 3. that one. And let's go this one. Let's bring some blue. Just going to bring in some lines. And here's where you can straighten up any of your stenciling that you weren't happy with. You can just use your pen to straighten them up a bit. I'm going to use lines, but I'm going to do a vertical one here. And let's do a diagonal one over here. I'll bring some green in. And I'll do some little grid patterns on this one. If I'm not happy with the colour, I can always go back over it with another. Got a yellow, let's do some yellow. Little yellow dots. You can see whenever I add a colour or a pattern, I'm just repeating it about 3 times. So I'm just going to keep popping this back every now and then just to see that I'm not losing the effect that I'm after. I want these to be really white. Okay, got a silver pen here. Let's do, what will I do with the silver? Do some little dots, I think. And you can just go to town with doodling as little or as much as you like. And do some more silver. Do some horizontal lines. So I hope you guys are all having an awesome weekend, and jump on over to arty and at arty.com.au, and I'm sure Paige will have lots of awesome offers available for you all, and some specials. And why not check out the Kit Club while you're there? Okay, it's very hard to talk and draw to doodle. It's not something I have been super successful at. Okay. Do I want this green? Why not? So I'm just using a combination of Posca pens, gel pens, whatever will write over black. And at the same time, I want to leave a few triangles just plain black as well. Okay, another diagonal. Let's do it in yellow. I got a little bit lost on there, yellow on yellow. More down here. Blue pen now. Just trying to think of another pattern I can use. Let's go to the circles. So you can see it doesn't matter how rough your stenciling really is, because I can go over those then. I'm happy with that. I want to add a little bit more black detail. On a black pen that's working. And I'm just drawing some lines across the straight edges here. Just want to make a feature out of that. So I'm happy with how that's turning out. add some extra black lines in here. Might just make this one a little bit more of a feature. Give it a black outline. So who knew that one stencil could do so much? A little bit of coloured ink and sprays and some pens. So if you have any questions from today's little workshop, just pop a Q in the comments in front of your question, and I will be answering any questions in the comments as we are pre-recording today's lesson. So I really love how that looks quite cool. So now that I've gone to the effort to cut out my die cut without a die cut machine, let's add him in. Just got a glue stick here, that'll do. Which way do I want it? That way. So I was quite impressed that I could actually create a die cut without a die cut machine. I always say where there's a will, there's a way. Then our little thank you. Give that a quick dry. I might bring some silver down here because the white keeps reactivating with the artist inks. So hopefully the silver gel pen might just sit on top a little bit more. Grab my black pen, and that's how quick and easy it is to make a simple and effective cute little card. I want this to stand out a bit more. I can just bring it straight over. And I feel like I need something in this corner. Okay, I think I'm going to call that one pretty much done. Might just pop a little bit of green. In there. And any little spots that didn't come out. So this one here, we did all the different patterns, and I've just written happy birthday on the top of that card there. This one I've left a little bit more straight black on here, which I like the pops are straight black. And this one that's been soaking through, so the white gesso is reactivating, so you can see how it's got the purple and the yellow coming through. Now I can add some white. What do I want? This little heart here. I think I do. I think I'm going to turn that into a feature. I'm going to colour that green another colour. And I'm just going to grab my black. So let me think what I'm doing. And this one I can do the opposite. I can just do all black markings. You can see how you just play with your doodling. Just let it take you on a fun little journey. Let's put another little one up here somewhere. Or the little triangles, I can even come in and just write little words in all. I don't even know if I spoke properly then. Write little words in them all. Try again. So I'll do a couple more patterns. And when I'm doing that, choosing the three, I'm sort of creating a triangle away from each other with the three that I'm choosing. So every time I mark a line, just working out which way am I going to go. I can use a pink. Or a purple. Just working out where I'm going to put this little one, and I've got for you, or I've got happy birthday, got thank you. I'm feeling like this is a thank you one as well. Just working out where that heart's going to go. So you can really just keep playing, keep dressing them up. Do I want some pink ones, or do I want to grab my fluoro purple? You can just keep doodling on it. Where am I going to put our thank you? Do a purple frame on here. So you can see, you can just have lots of fun adding all your little bits, doing all your doodling. Just seeing where it takes you. this one down just because I've got it cut out, so why not use it? And that arrow pattern, I'm going to continue that as well. So it just sort of looks like an arrow through the heart there then. And I can continue with my doodling on this one. Adding more and more. I've got the horizontal lines going here. Let's go, sorry, diagonal, yeah, horizontal. So I'm going to go vertical on this one. I'll spit it out in a moment. Just gives that a little bit of interest happening then. So you can literally put as little or as much as you like into that background. But from one little stencil, we've got a few different looks happening here. And you can just have fun with it. You can do it as fine as you like, or you can make it bolder. Might, if this is dry, grab my fine black pen and just give this a bit of a shadow, and that will help it pop out from the background more too. So don't be afraid to grab your dies out and do some different things with them. Just because something comes one way doesn't mean you can't do other things with it. And what is the most inventive way you've used a die? What are some of your die hacks you've got? So any questions I will be answering in the comments. And if you're chasing any of these products that we've been using today, you can find those at arty.com.au, and Paige will surely have lots on offer this weekend, and enjoy. So I have used, again, I've used the Untangle Flower Die by Tanya, and I have used the freehand triangle die from Fiona out of Fearless, Brave and Free, as well as the stamp from the Chit Chat collection by Tanya as well. So have fun with those, and I can't wait to see what everyone does. If you're having a play and doing something similar, share them in the comments because I'd love to see what you do too. So thanks for joining me, and I will see you all again next time. Bye guys.